Starting with the next problem that comes under gravity model towards trip distribution as a type of trip distribution technique. So this is problem number 32.5 in the textbook that was already stated to you in page number 694. I'll read out the problem, just try to understand, um, and then we shall start discussing about how to solve the problem. So in this problem, the number of trips produced in and attracted to the three zones, zone 1, zone 2 and zone 3, are tabulated below. Okay, so you have three zones here and the number of trips produced and attracted are being given to you. So correspondingly, there's a table that is being shown which tells you that these are the zones and the trips produced, that is capital PI, and trips attracted, that is capital AJ, is being shown. So what this table means is there are 14 trips that are getting produced from zone 1 and 33 trips that are getting attracted to zone 1. Similarly, there are 33 trips that are getting produced from zone 2 and 28 trips getting attracted to zone 2, and so on. So the total number of trips produced summed up together is 75, and the total number of trips attracted summed up together again is 75. Normally these two will be always equal because every trip produced will have to end somewhere or the other among these three zones. So the sum total will be the same. As a result of calibration, now this term calibration, you will understand uh, this in a much better way when we discuss about this process in detail after one or two problems are being done on gravity model. So calibration is the process where you try to um, make the model, the gravity model, suitable to be used in the area where you are thinking of doing the transportation planning, especially the trip distribution. So whenever you are using a model, it has to be calibrated to the localized area before you start using the model. So model is nothing but a statistical equation. It need not be just statistical equation. It can be any kind of equation where you're trying to predict something on the basis of various factors which are influential. So calibration has to be done for every model that you are using, irrespective of where it was originated. When you are using it in a specific area of your interest, you have to have the calibration done. So as a result of calibration, the friction factor to be associated with the impedance value between the various zones have been found to be as follows. Now there is something called as impedance unit, which is been numbered as 1 2 3 4 5 till 8. Corresponding to these impedance units, you will be having the corresponding friction factors, and these are the friction factors which I had told you or which was discussed in the previous videos, which was denoted by F. So if you recollect what we had studied in the previous videos, I'll just try showing you about the general equation. See, this is the equation which I was talking about. So this Fij is the empirically derived travel time factor or the friction factor, which is responsible to influence the trips happening and which might also be responsible to influence the spatial separation. This Fij is called as the friction factor in the problem that we are trying to solve now. So in this particular problem, if you try to observe carefully, you will be able to understand that the friction factors are being given for each one of these consideration of respective impedance units. So there are 8 impedance units. Corresponding to them you will be having the respective friction factors. So the impedance value between the various zones can be taken from the OND matrix that will be given in the problem. So this is a OD matrix. So origin is zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Destinations are again zone 1, zone 2 and zone 3. And these elements that you can see are the impedance units. So impedance unit 8 here means that the impedance unit within zone 1 is 8. So corresponding to that you can conclude that there are 13. This is see here the impedance unit. If it is 8, then corresponding to that the friction factor need to be considered as 13. If the impedance unit between zone 1 and zone 2 is 1, then corresponding to this impedance unit the friction factor is 82. So when you are using this equation, you have this friction factor between I and J. Okay, so if you are trying to consider the friction factor for say zone 1 and zone 3, the impedance unit is 4. Corresponding to this impedance unit 4, whatever friction factor you are going to get, that is 41, need to be substituted here. Okay, so these are the impedance unit being given in the form of OD matrix. You are expected to distribute the trips between the various zones. So this is the problem. So what the problem says is you have been given 3 zones, and corresponding to these three zones you have the trips produced and then the trips attracted, and then corresponding to those zones you have the impedance units. Accordingly you will be having the respective friction factors. To do the calculation, these impedance units in the OD matrix need to be considered. Accordingly the friction factor need to be selected, substituted in the equation, and then the solutions are to be brought out. Okay, now let's begin solving the problem. Now this is the general equation that we are going to consider for solving this problem. So I think you are already well versed with the equation. It has already been explained to you. So this is one such form of it. So capital Tij for iteration m is equal to capital Pi, capital Aj for m iteration Fij, divided by summation of the product of Aj and Fij, friction factor. Okay, summation of product of Aj and Fij for iteration 1, where j ranges between 1 till n. So this is the equation. Again you will have to remember this equation. So this being the first iteration, the value of m will be equal to 1. Now imagine we will begin with our calculation for the trips happening within zone 1. So origin is 1, destination again is 1. Capital Tij, that is capital T11, is equal to P1 A1 F11 divided by AF11 plus A2 F12 plus A3 F13, summation of all these zones. Okay, so that is what it means. Denominator has A1 F11 plus A2 F12 plus A3 F13. Origin is 1, destination is 1. Origin is 1, destination is 2. Origin is 1, destination is 3. So the friction factor corresponding to these destinations you will have to select. Now I'll explain the substitution of this one case, and then the same thing need to be followed on the other cases as well. So this is for T11. Now when we are considering the origin as 1 and destination as 1, what would be P1? P1 is the trips originating from zone 1 or trips produced from zone 1, that is 14. P1 is 14. That 14 is being substituted here, multiplied by A1. What is the trips attracted to zone 1? That is 33. Now this 33 will go here. 33 will go here. Multiplied by F11, friction factor between zone 1 and 1 or within zone 1. So you have to refer to this OD matrix. So with respect to this OD matrix, origin is 1, destination is 1. Correspondingly, the friction factor is, the impedance unit is 8. Now if the impedance unit is 8, what would be the friction factor? It is 13. So that 13 will be substituted here, divided by A1 F11. So A1 was 33. That 33 is to be written here, multiplied by F11. F11 is the friction factor between 1 and 1. So if the origin is 1 and destination is 1, the impedance unit is 8. Correspondingly, the friction factor is 13, plus A2 F12. A2 is what? A2 is this. A2 is 28. So that 28 will be substituted here, multiplied by F12. Again, friction factor to be found out between 1 and 2 means origin is 1, destination is 2, the impedance unit is 1. So if the impedance unit is 1, the friction factor is 82. That 82 will have to be substituted here, plus A3. A3 is what? A of 3 is 14. So A3 need to be substituted here, that is 14, multiplied by F13. Origin is 1, destination is 3. Origin is 1, destination is 3. Impedance unit is 4. So for impedance unit 4, the friction factor is 41. That 41 need to be substituted here. So if you substitute all these contents and then solve the equation, you will get the total number of trips from zone 1 ending within zone 1 is 1.82. So on similar grounds, you need to find out, or you need to calculate capital T12, capital T13, capital T21, 22, 23, then similarly 31, 32 and 33. This is 32, and then lastly 33. So when you get all these t values, you will be developing again a matrix somewhat like this in your solution, an OD matrix where you have origins and then destinations. So substituting all those elements, for example T11 was 1.82, that 1.82 I have written here. Similarly T12 is this, capital T13 is again this, and so on. Once the contents are being filled, you need to do the summation of all these trips. Okay, so that summation is represented by Cj1, or the calculated trips for iteration 1. This 1 is nothing but m, which we had considered here in the beginning of the solution. So Cjm here is Cj1 because it's the first iteration. Summation of all the trips getting attracted to zone 1 is 37.30. Again, summation of this is 23.46, and then summation of these is 14.24. On the other hand, the total PIs, okay, is 14, 33 and 28. 14, 33 and 28. Now this is the AJ values that is already been given, and you will have to write it here. The sum total again is 75. Okay, now our objective is to match these two. So in the second iteration, it will be seen that the total trip attractions will not be equal to the desired attractions. So these are the desired attractions. Okay, so further to make these equal, you will have to go on towards the next iteration. So to move on to the next iteration, before we move on to the next iteration, you need to find out the adjusted attraction factor like the way we did in the previous example. So this adjusted attraction factor Aj for iteration m is equal to Aj divided by Cj m minus 1, that is Cj value of the previous step or previous iteration multiplied by Aj m minus 1, just like what we did in the previous example. Okay, here Aj is the desired attraction, Cj m minus 1 is the actual attraction or the calculated attraction in the previous iteration, and Aj m minus 1 is the adjusted attraction factor for iteration m minus 1, that is the previous step. Once you have done this, using this equation you will be calculating the adjusted attraction factor. So to do this, you will have to have a table like this, wherein you will be having the zones, zone 1, 2 and 3, and then the desired attraction total, that is Aj values, would be given in the problem. For zone 1 it is 33, Aj for zone 1 is 33, Aj for zone 2 it is 28, Aj for zone 3 it is 14. These would be already available in the question or in the problem. And then the actual attraction what you have got as per your calculation, that is 37.30, 37.30, sorry, 37.30, 23.46 and 14.24, all these contents need to be written here. So these are the actual attraction factor from the previous iteration, that is iteration 1. That's why you denote it as Cj1. Then adjusted attraction factor, that is Aj2 minus 1 is Aj1. So these are the now you don't mistake that Aj is equal to or same as Aj2 minus 1, as in how you go ahead towards the various iterations. Okay, it's not going to be the same as Aj. So don't get confused that this 33 and this 33, since it is the same, Aj is equal to Aj2 minus 1. No, it's not the case. Aj2 minus 1 or Aj m minus 1 has to be calculated during every iteration. So this is Aj2 minus 1. Aj2 minus 1 is Aj1. So Aj1 in this particular step, it is the same as Aj. So the same value gets repeated here. Then you need to find out the new adjusted attraction factor, that is Ajm. Ajm here is, we are working on the second iteration, that's why it becomes Aj2. So how do you calculate this Aj2? Aj2 using this equation, okay, Aj is 33 multiplied by Aj m minus 1 is again 33 divided by Cj m minus 1, Cj m minus 1, that is 37.30, this one. So on similar grounds you will have to find out the adjusted attraction factors for zone 1, zone 2 and zone 3. Accordingly you will be getting those answers. So this particular set of solutions that you have got in terms of adjusted attraction factors for zone 1, zone 2 and zone 3 need to be used to carry out the next iterative process. Ahead, using these adjusted attraction factors, I'll be recalculating capital T11, capital T12, capital T13, similarly capital T21, 22, 23 and then 31, 32 and 33. I'll explain to you about one content and then the same thing can be followed ahead later. So for this particular iteration, to calculate T11, I'll have to reconsider the elements here in this equation. If you remember the equation, this 14 is what? This 14 is the present trips that are happening or produced. For zone 1, Pi is 14. So that 14 will be written here. 14 multiplied by, what is this? This is A1 or AJ. So AJ is again 33. Okay, so that 33 again will be included here. So this 33, since it is the second iteration, in the previous iteration you had considered as 33, but here it becomes, if you refer to the equation that we had discussed here, okay, rather than using 33, you will have to use the next iterative value of ai. Okay, so looking into this particular case, you can have a look at this 29.19, or it might be 20.19. Just have a check. Okay, so this and this might have a change into it. There might be a printing mistake, so you'll have to check whether it is 20.19 or 29.19. So P AJM multiplied by the respective friction factor. So this friction factor will remain the same as we had in the previous step. Okay, so P1 multiplied by AJ2 for zone 1 multiplied by the respective friction factor. Now this friction factor you can have a check. So it is between zone 1 and zone 1. So between zone 1 and zone 1, if you see, the friction factor was 13. The same 13 is being considered here. Okay, so once the numerator is done, in the denominator you will be having aj2 for zone 1 multiplied by its respective friction factor, aj2 for zone 2 multiplied by the respective friction factor, plus aj2 for zone 3 multiplied by the friction factor. Now the difference between the previous step and this step is that these values 29.19, 29.19, 33.41 and then 13.76 is only going to change. The remaining friction factors are going to remain the same. Correspondingly, if you try to solve this, you will get the answer as possibly 1.44. Now whichever calculation is being shown in the textbook, it's better you solve it on your own and check whether the solutions are matching with the text. There might be many mistakes that might have happened in the text, so you will have to do the corrections accordingly. So this was T11 of second iteration. Similarly, you will have to find out T12 for the second iteration, T13 for second iteration, and so on. So once you start solving all these, that is T11, T12, T3, T13, similarly T21, T22, T23, and then T31, T32, and T33. All those elements or answers that you have got in the calculation, like the way we did in the previous example or previous step, need to be entered into the OD matrix. So the matrix elements would look somewhat like this after all the t values are being found out in the second iteration. See, for example, T11 is 1.44, that has been entered here. Similarly, T12 is 10.41 is entered here. On similar grounds, T13 is 2.15 is entered here. Similarly, you will have to start finding the other contents and enter into this matrix. Now the new actual attractions, that is Cj2, will be the summation of all these, which is 33.70. Similarly, summation of all these would be 27.22 and summation of all these would be 14.08. Again, if you sum up these, you will see that these are the desired attraction values for zone 1, zone 2 and zone 3. Sum of all these is 75. Again, sum of all these is 75. If you see that it doesn't still match, there's a lot of difference between 33.7 and 14. Similarly, 27.22 and 33, though the sum total is the same. That is what we are expected to do here. Okay, so to normalize this, you will have to move on to the third iteration. So again, it is seen that the attraction figures, though considerably closer to the desired values than the first iteration, needs still further adjustments, and then accordingly you need to again find out the new adjusted attraction factors AJ3. So to calculate the new attraction factors AJ3, you will have to repeat the same process that we did here. So you will be having the zones 1, 2, 3. AJ here is again 23, 28 and 14. It's not 23, it might be 33. Just have a check. Okay, so it is 33, 33, 28 and 14. Then the actual attraction factor here is Cj m minus 1. So this being the third iteration, value of m would be 3. So Cj 3 minus 1 is C2. So whatever value of C2 we had got, okay, that value need to be entered here. So that C2 is this C2, 37, 33.70, 27.22 and 14.08. That should be entered here. That is C2. Then to find out the new adjusted attraction factor, that is AJ3, you will have to again repeat the same process. So what would be the equation now? AJ3 is equal to AJ multiplied by AJ m minus 1, AJ m minus 1 divided by CJ m minus 1. So what is AJ m minus 1? AJ m minus 1 means this is the third iteration, 3 minus 1 is 2, so AJ2 need to be entered here. AJ2 is this value, so this is 29.19, not 20.19. So 33 multiplied by 29.19 divided by Cj m minus 1. Okay, on similar grounds you will have to do the other calculations as well, and then you will be getting the new AJ values. Once you have got the new AJ values, you will have to again repeat the whole process like the way we did in iteration 2 and so on, okay, till you are satisfied that the distribution is being done properly. Normally this kind of problem can be asked in the examination, possibly till first iteration or second iteration, because as and how you keep on repeating the iterations or continuing the iterations, the solutions will be much better than the previous step. But due to the shortage of time in the examination, you might be asked to solve the problem only till first or second iteration, and possibly show the adjusted attraction factors, that is AJ values, for the third iterations like the way it has been shown in the problem. So this is how you will have to solve the problem using the gravity model, and this would be the last problem based on the gravity model technique to do the trip distribution under synthetic uh, method of doing the trip distribution. So in the next video, I'll be teaching you about how to calibrate the gravity model and what are the stages that need to be involved in calibration of a gravity model.